when you say that.
Yeah, I mean...
because I would actually make the argument that, you know, considering how much time you spend on Twitter, you have much more potential to go out and have a psychotic episode than most of the gamers I know.
Certainly. I knew he was going to do that.
Really.
No!
Not really. I mean, one thing I will give a lot of credit to Trump for is he gets how to be a troll. He really does.
I suppose so, but I'm not sure that's a good thing for a sitting president.
I mean, neither was a president who had a heart attack and would only jog just so that he could go down to the local McDonald's. So, I mean, I get it. We're all flawed human beings, but it's actually just... It just makes me laugh when people make this argument. Especially also the other thing that comes to my mind is, I know we covered it or at least I covered it on the podcast at some point, where it was in Maine, I think. There was a congressional election and the Republican in that area was trying to discredit the Democrat by saying that she plays a rogue in World of Warcraft and therefore her personality is to be a thief.
Yeah, I think we brought it up here on...
Oh yeah, I've brought it up numerous times because of how stupid that is. Like, I play a druid. Does that mean that, my favorite character is a druid in World of Warcraft? Does that mean I am one with nature? Hell no.
No, you hate nature.
I could not survive a camping trip to save my life. It's because I like the lore of that character. I like the lore of that class. And so at that point to say like, oh no, you're totally this person, no, it doesn't work that way.
I've had it with these fools. Smoke screen.
Yee. So you're saying you've had it with these fools?
Yeah. These fools.
I pity the fool.
Pity the fools. Pity the fool.
But yeah, I've heard this stuff since like Mortal Kombat hit the scene. And
Yeah.
I think that was way before Columbine.
Oh yeah. Like Mortal Kombat was like what, 94, 95, and that and when when the Senate paraded that and Night Trap up.
Yeah.
Like the pinnacles of
that,
world
Night
events.
Trap, and I think Corpse Killer was also portrayed.
Yeah.
So.
Which is funny because you look at Night Trap and it's like, holy shit, that game is tame.
Damn, this is bad.
Especially considering like what some of the other FMV games were doing at the time. Like, I've never finished Phantasmagoria, but I looked at Night Trap when we played it that one time. I'm like, oh, dude, Phantasmagoria was so much worse. Like, that actually had a guillotine scene, all right? And tried to portray a head getting cut off.
Wow.
Like, yeah, that was like one of the ways that your character could die in Phantasmagoria. So.
This is it. Do or die. Yeah. It's the same stuff.
The other thing that also is just really beginning to bug me when it comes to these shootings is, look, we can accrue this motive and this motive and this motive to the shooters. But given that I've seen so many of these shootings in my lifetime, I always want to go to people on Twitter and just say, you know, there's one factor that always comes into play whenever there's a shooter, is that they just made a lot of choices and were very unstable. Like, they literally took stuff that you and I would take as the fact that it is, and they warped it to the point of just being way too extreme. Because I love that people are trying to prescribe various motives to these shooters. And I just want to reach out to a lot of people and go, maybe he was just a crazy son of a bitch.
Yeah, sure, but crazy doesn't totally come out of nowhere.
No, but a lot of the stuff that they're saying, like video games corrupted him. No, you had to take that the next step. That's a personal thing. Like bringing back the kids with Columbine. Okay, let's just say if they did blueprint the school, they had to consciously choose that this is the course of action that they wanted to do.
Yeah.
They had to consciously choose, like, they were going to take guns and they were going to shoot people.
Yeah. Well, in the case of don't you dare summon anything, you know, well, like,
In that case of don't summon anything.
one of the kids of Columbine, I think it was Klebold, he was already like a psychopath, and It was either Harris or Klebold, I don't remember which one. One of them was already like a genuine psychopath.
But that's another thing that just keeps on coming up with these shooters, like they're verified sociopaths.
Yeah.
Or verified psychopaths. And you have, like... Because I think with the... You're going to have to correct me on this one, but the Columbine kids, they had therapists, right?
I don't know if they were in any therapy.
I know there's a few shooting cases where, like, they've had... they've been going to a therapist. And the record that therapist has just... It tells it all. Like, they're just legit psychopaths. And unfortunately, all it would take in some of those cases is just one more stressful day and they start planning this crap out. I guess all I'm saying is like, we need to stop looking at it as like, there's logical reasons why they're doing this. There might be a logical reason, but in their head, it's not. It's warped to such a degree that it's not even viable anymore. Because the perfect example that I can give is New Zealand guy, the Christchurch.
Oh, yeah.
Where he said like, oh, here's my manifesto, here's all the reasons. And then everybody looks back into it and just like, yeah, he's just a crazy dude. Like he was just trying to pick a fight is what was happening. Anyway, I didn't mean to devolve this into such depressing material, but once again, gamers get blamed for all this stuff. I mean, it's not like we haven't been blamed like 12 or 15 times by games journalists.
Oh, you know,
this year.
Anytime something goes wrong, where video games get blamed.
Oh, jeez.
That's whether it's the crazy religious fundamentalists blaming natural disasters happen because Japan is degenerate without the video games, or
is that an actual thing?
I'm sure
it made me laugh so hard.
I am sure it happened like after the 2011 earthquake in Japan. Like I'm certain there were some crazy fundamentalists who were
probably. I mean, like
who were like, Japan is so degenerate, and that's why this great earthquake happened.
I mean, after all, there is oh crap, I can't remember what they're called, but the church that'll go out to
Westboro, yeah.
Westboro Baptist Church. Yeah, that exists. So, but then again, I laugh at Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. That crap happens.
Well, then allow me to change things to a lighter note. Mm-hmm. You'll be also proud of me because I saw something Gundam related a couple weeks ago.
I'm not proud of you yet. You have to tell me.
Actually, it was a documentary about the making of the original 70s series.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was really interesting, actually.
Where did you see it?
So at my house, our cable service gets NHK International, so
okay.
We get so it gives a lot of programming from Japan, and they ran an hour-long documentary about... Oh, shut up. East, no south. So they ran a documentary all about what went into making the original 79 Gundam series, because that series is now 40 years old. Happy anniversary, Gundam.
Yeah, that was actually very surprising to me when I saw the live stream celebration of Gundam.
Yeah.
And saw the announcement of I think it's a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
there's going to be, they're going to put all the series there. I'm not sure if they're just going to be subbed or if they're going to do dubbed too.
Yeah, I don't know yet either. There's have been many details. We'll have to see.
Especially since Sunrise, like, when it comes to Gundam, they're not really looking to do a whole lot of dubs anymore. Because I know for a fact that, I guess Build Fighters and Build Fighters Tries dubs were just, they didn't care. Like, it was done.
Yeah, well, I think those were the ones that they outsourced to, like, Singapore.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know.
But no, it apparently was like, some higher-ups within Sunrise knew that dub was happening, but, like, the CEO didn't. Like, he didn't care. Like, maybe it was in a note in one of the papers he signed on a desk, but he was just like, oh, they did that? Okay. But, like, Build Divers, I think, is the newest one that's in the Build Fighters franchise. that's not going to get dubbed. I think IBO was the last thing that got dubbed.
Well,
Actually, never mind. Gundam, crap, what's it called? The retelling of the first story.
all right.
Because Adult Swim has it. Crap. I can't remember what it is, but it's they're basically doing OVAs to retell the story of Amuro and Char. Which I have been recommended. I don't know if obviously I'm not going to do it right away, but I just don't know if I want to go into that story again. Amuro pisses me off. But no, I'll look up that documentary too, because the 40th anniversary of Gundam, that's awesome as far as I'm concerned. Like how many anime series can say that?
Not many, especially for ones that are still going anyway.
Yeah, like Dragon Ball can't say that they like Dragon Ball hasn't been going actively for 40 years.
No.
Maybe One Piece has got a lot of episodes, but I don't think they're anywhere near. If you totaled up every episode that Gundam has done, I don't think they're anywhere near.
No, but One Piece is the example of a consistent series, because that's been going consistently
and that's the
for 20
difference,
years.
Gundam has offshoots.
Yeah. Gundam has like different series across its 40 years, which is still cool. That is just a different kind of long-running franchise.
Well, and the cool part is that like, I think it's just been one guy who has done One Piece all these years, like the manga as well as the director of the anime.
I think the director's changed a few hands. I think there's been a few change of hands, but I can't tell you without looking off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So
but there's been so many awesome directors that have come out of Sunrise and eventually gone off and done their own thing. I mean, we've covered this as Anno. What I believe he didn't officially work at Sunrise, but he has done some like freelance work with them.
I don't know, because I know Anno's real start was with like Ghibli.
Yeah, but I could have sworn he'd done at least something mecha before he did Ava and things like that. He does. Oh no,
Daikon.
You know what? Never mind. I'm thinking of Nausicaa. Nausicaa is what he's done that was like mecha for him. Obari, I know, did a little bit before he created stuff like, I think Razafon is his. Wow, if Razafon's is his, oh jeez, I cannot wait to see the women in that. Because Obari is also the guy who did Angel Blade.
Yeah, he's done hentai.
But there's lots of credible directors out there right now that have. I even think there's some Studio Bones people that have worked with Sunrise at some point in their careers. So like 40 years of Gundam also means like 40 prominent years of anime artists as well as directors getting their start.
A lot of people.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things I love about the Gundam community is that, because I tend to not want to be in communities where like everybody agrees that this is amazing and this is amazing. I like having that diversity of thought to be able to say like, no, this series was great and this series was trash. Just because then we can have those debates of like, okay, here's why Seed was crap and Double O was amazing, kind of deal. Because then at that point, we can love these series not just for
get hit by ninjas.
Okay. Oh, all right.
The Chim Assassin. It lives in the dungeon. Will appear if the player possesses many Chim Spheres. You will lose Chim Spheres when attacked. But you just kick him and all is well. Very simple.
Because I've seen a lot of debate within the Gundam community, and there's good and there's bad, and there's a lot of negatives that can be. I mean, for crying out loud, I've ripped apart some of my favorite Gundam series.
Yeah.
Just because they make the same mistakes over and over again.
Well, actually, today is Yuki Kaijura's birthday, and she wrote the theme songs for Seed and Seed Destiny.
Yay! The theme song? Which ones?
Let's see. I can never remember what order they come in. It's like the first ending for Seed. It's all the Seesaw songs and the ones later by Fiction Junction Yuka.
Okay, all right. So like the first theme and the first opening theme and the first ending. Gotcha. Because those are Fiction Junction Yuka. Am I saying that right? Fiction
Yeah.
Junction Yuka.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yes, Gundam is amazing, and I'm so glad that Gundam is celebrating 40 freaking years.
Yeah. And you know what I learned is it sounds like Gundam kind of really paved the way for anime soundtracks. Because back in the 70s, there were anime-songs on record, but there were never like original soundtracks. Just try going north.
One thing I've kind of noticed with a lot of anime music, or like opening themes, ending themes that happens, is that if you trace them back, you'll find that their first outing was doing something for Sunrise.
Probably.
Probably even for Gundam. For example, one of my favorite new artists in Japan doing these is I think it's called Uverworld or Otherworld. And they just barely did an awesome opening for My Hero Academia. But the first time I ever remember hearing them is they did the first opening for season 2 of Gundam 00. And it was amazing. And as soon as I heard it on My Hero Academia, I'm like, this is Uverworld. This is awesome. I love them. Fiction Junction Yuka is another one that a lot of people brought up.
Seesaw was
Seesaw.
one.
Crap. Who are the people that did the Full Metal Alchemist one that everybody loves?
I think that's
Larkan CL. They've done, I think, one of the 90s ones. Larkan CL did a 90s Gundam opening.
I'm not on the wrong path yet. Stimulant soda.
Oh, really?
Very Zorb.
So that is amazing. Me likey. And yes, I'll probably watch that. I think somebody was actually asking if I was excited about the YouTube channel. Kinda, but not really. And it's just because they're going to debut things in an episodic fashion. So I might as well, wait a month.
I know.
Wait a month, let everything get up to speed. And I don't think every single series is going to be on there. I think they've left out some stuff. So if you want to see it, then you still probably have to go and get the DVDs. And I think that was the one thing that was actually disappointing there, is that I was hoping another deal would get struck with Right Stuff to keep the rights for Gundam DVDs coming. I don't think that was announced in the live stream, though.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with that.
I've had to keep track of so many announcements in the last month or so, because EVO just barely happened last weekend, and they had tons of amazing fighting game announcements for people. So I've already had to keep track of that. I think me and Romney will have to bring up a few on the podcast, just because the big announcement was for Soul Calibur fans. Because they've officially done a crossover with Samurai Showdown, the newest game. It's an old 90s fighting game, but it hasn't been seen till now. And they actually decided to bring in Haomaru from Samurai Showdown into Soul Calibur 6 for its second season of characters.
Oh, cool.
So people are very excited about that. Tekken 7 got a season 3. So there's exciting stuff there. Dragon Ball FighterZ, the last unknown character in their second season got announced, that it is Janemba from the movie Fusion Reborn. And a lot of people are like, no, we still have two that we don't know. No, guys, we know what they are. They got announced. They are from Broly. They are Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta and the Dragon Ball Super version of Broly. So we know what the last two are, but we didn't know what those middle ones were. That's the weird part about the last couple of weeks. Now that we're back doing the podcast, I have to get myself caught up again on all the stuff that's happening. Jibbity freaking Christmas, man.
Yeah, there's a lot. A lot of stuff happened while we were in a brief break.
I'm starting to think we just need to do a podcast a month, and then we just let the stories build up, and then we'll talk about them. I'm kidding, of course. But, you know, the thought has crossed my mind. And of course, everybody's also asking about Ninja and whether or not he's doing well on Mixer. I don't know.
It's too soon to say, guys. He just barely made the move.
For some reason, when I reported on Ninja, some people are immediately assuming that I'm a fan of Ninja. No, I'm not. He's a Fortnite streamer I would probably never watch. But from what I understand, he's been doing okay. So I'll take that for what it's worth.